you come from? Where you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep them flowing. Where do you come from? Where you going? What are you feeling tonight? And what are you showing? Where do you come from? 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 Where you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep them flowing.
Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, and that means we are live with the download from Cyborg Central, talking everything gaming and tech this week. We got developments on everybody's favorite streamer, Dr.Disrespect. We've got AI being sued, meaning no exit songs, and we got some train of remakes and remasters, and what does everybody feel about it? But let's get into, like we always like to start, what everyone's been gaming on this week. So we'll start with Callie. Let everybody know what you've been gaming on and what you've been up to. I see you're on Fortnite right now. With SPG?
Yeah, I left my Xbox on.
Are you playing Fortnite?
No, I left my Xbox on. But I've been playing Doom Eternal lately, the DLC, been running through that, and been grinding out some finals as well. But yeah, been playing some Doom Eternal, man, that's pretty easy.
You keep saying it's easy, but it's definitely a difficult game, one to be challenged for sure, and we look forward to the next one. Jem, what have you been gaming on this week?
I've not been playing much this week. I've just been working on my game. That's about it. But I wanted to get into Elden Ring.
Oh yes, the new DLC. It's definitely been occupying my time, and it's really awesome. The stories, the combat, the challenge, it's all there. But yeah. Also, Pixelmancer, check it out. I had some time into that game as well. That Ooga Booga from out of nowhere got me, but I'll be ready next time. I will skip Maker until he comes off of mute, but... oh, there he is. Maker, what have you been gaming? Well, yeah, tell everyone what you've been gaming on.
Elden Ring DLC, Final Fantasy 14 for the expansion, and finishing up Asura's Wrath. So those are the main ones. Oh, and Grounded.
Nice. I was just talking this morning how no games have the intense tapping of the button anymore, but Asura's Wrath had that. right in the opening. The
Oh
intense,
yeah.
like, I'm gonna break my controller tapping this X button as hard as I can.
My fingers hurt, like especially on like the final fight where I'm just like I was just spamming it like constant, like the circle button. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is definitely a throwback mechanic to like the 90s kids or anyone who gamed in the 90s, just tapping the controller as fast as you possibly can. Nads, what have you been gaming on this week?
Yes, so I've been gaming some Destiny 2 as usual, just like doing a little bit there and there, not getting too tired of it. It's basically Act 3 of the episode Echo right now, so if you want to catch up on the story, it's kind of slow, so I don't know. Sorry, correction, it's the third week of Act 1. Act 2 is gonna kick in soon, but it's been very slow, that's all I feel like. And other than that, I've been playing some of the finals, quite a lot of fun. Tried to level up the season pass, and yeah, I found it's a game more interesting to play as a group, because if you play by yourself, I feel I get destroyed so easily. But that's about it.
Yeah, the finals can be brutal. It's good to go in with a team. SBG, what have you been gaming on this week?
Well, as you know, sir, every Tuesday we get together for what I like to coin the Gigolo run of our BG3. So playing a little bit of BG3. Been playing some Shadow of War again, which I love that game. And Little Among Us, just Battlefield, a few games here and there. That's about it.
Nice. Keeping up a good rotation. And Ray, the cyborg. What have you been plugging and playing in?
Well, dude, first off, you guys know I play Marvel Snap, but I want to send a special shout out. I got a train raid, I hope that's what they call it, or on Twitch, by King Conquer. He raided me with 168 people, and
Nice.
Congrats.
And that was pretty awesome. But yeah, just Marvel Snap. And playing Steel Wakes the Deep, an awesome game. I played that on GFN. You're on an oil rig running from a monster, and then Red Dead, the finals. Got screened at on that, but that's another story. And that's it. That's it.
All right, and we got Vet. Oh, I see it's on mute.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm always here. I haven't really done, well, I guess whatever. I've just been jumping in with everyone else, the usual stuff I do. Hanging out in Discord, gaming with everyone on SPG streams. And then I have been playing some offline. I've been playing a little bit more of the NFL 2K Playmakers game on mobile, which is a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, our resident mobile gamer here, Mr. Vents, thanks for keeping us updated. Well, we are going to rock and roll into the topics of today. We got a bunch of them. And Dr.Disrespect has been the front and center of a lot of a controversy. He's now the explanations for why he left Twitch or got X from Twitch is now coming to light. We have tons of articles and now people coming to forefront saying, showing DMs of inappropriate behavior. Underage kids are involved. All of this is not looking like he's ever going to stream again. But I wanted to get some people from the panel and their perspective on the situation. What's going to happen to the character? And I know we'll start from the middle and we'll kind of just go out like that. SPG, how do you feel about the good doctor not being so kind to his patients?
Yeah, well, Here's the thing, man. It's a kind of a sordid tale. It started way back in 2017. There was supposedly inappropriate, or not supposedly, it's been confirmed, although not released, inappropriate whispers on Twitch that were inappropriate. He says leaning towards inappropriate, but he wouldn't have been banned for leaning into inappropriateness. Now, the tricky part of the situation is to outright call him a pedophile and stuff may be the wrong term. Let's say they were 17, let's say they were 16. It is atrocious that he was trying to reach out with the power dynamic, and it's basically grooming in a sense. If you have a 16-year-old on your radar and you're waiting for them to be 18, that's not a cool situation. So he was banned in 2020. He was exiled from Twitch. He lost his contract and this and that. Well, he civilly went after Twitch, and he won. Or they both agreed that neither party was going to win nor lose, and they both shook hands and walked away, and he got paid out. And for a very long time, people had no idea what the ban was for. It was like smoke and mirrors. Nobody really knew what it was. Now, since the end, it's been 4 years since 2020, the NDA is up, and a few Twitch employees started to drop some nuggets of information. Now, when it first got released, the nuggets of information that were dropped by a person that was trying to leverage these nuggets of information for a different project they were working on to drum up like excitement for it or whatever. So it left a bad taste in people's mouths, and they were starting to question the veracity or the whatever of the claims. But Dr. Disrespect himself put out a huge message where he said he was messaging an underage person. He does not give the age, and I think that's very important. And then he goes on to say that not only was I messaging this person, but I was not intentionally going to do anything. There was no crime, this and that. Well, saying that tells me that the DMs were awful. They were very bad. Nothing may have taken place, but it was still a minor. So the whole industry is reeling. All of his friends or so to speak friends, online friends, his gamer friends that he has, other streamers that he has gamed with and stuff, are all distancing themselves, saying that it's not cool. And a lot of these people are getting hate because they're like, hey, he's your boy. What's going on? He's your boy. Well, a lot of these people only know him wearing a wig. Nick, whatever his name is, said that, he spent 8 minutes, 10 minutes with the guy in person. He was wearing a wig. Every time he encountered the guy and had any interaction with him, he was wearing a wig. Dr. Disrespect is a character. He is playing a caricature of himself every time he goes live. But here's the bigger issue for all of it. Dr. Disrespect can feel any way he wants about it because he knew from the beginning what happened. He got to process it. He got to move on with his family. He got to figure out, his life, get it back in order. We're just hearing about it now. So he's going to have 2 months of getting dogpiled on, and for good reason. But there's a whole bunch of labels getting thrown around and stuff like that. We don't know the severe context of it. But it was, he's done. He's lost all of his sponsors. They've really put him to it.
He just got banned.
Absolutely.
He got banned from YouTube as well now. They just banned him.
Yeah, that's a recent update. Well, thanks for wrapping it all up in a bow there, SBG.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say besides SPG covered the entire
inappropriate
topic.
behavior, and not the way to go. When you have that kind of influence over people, and you're supposed to be, an icon. So it's sad to see, and it's terrible that a lot of people go down this route.
Well, what I think it shows you is that you cannot get to know a persona online. What I mean by that is that the real guy behind Doc may not be as good a person as you think, and people can play these parts, but it doesn't make them what they say they are.
Right. Yep. And it's a shame to see. Nobody likes to see it, but man, anybody else have want to take a shot at that after SPG wrapped it up like that, or any other people want to make comments? Ray, I see your mic going off there.
You know what? I think Vet was. I'm gonna let Vet.
No, I was just gonna say there really isn't much else to say.
Yeah.
All the information is starting to come out now, and I think as time goes on, there's going to be more information coming out.
I will.
The final thing I'll say is the only other platform that is still keeping him on, which, in my opinion, is not surprising, is Kick. They said there's no reason to take him down. Of course not, because that's the cesspool where you go stream. So that one wasn't shocking, but to see everyone else essentially, he's done. There's no coming back from this.
I just wanted to add is his arrogance is what really screwed him up. Because the last comment that he did on X.com, no remorse. It was basically, you know what? Yeah, I did it, but you know what? F you all. I really don't care. I got paid.
It's not even. It's not. It's. I think it's more entitlement, Ray, than anything else.
And there's rumors that the girl was what 17 years old, 17 and a half, whatever, allegedly, but still, a minor is a minor. Minor is a minor. And you know, when you represent a company plus your company you're building a video game with, you know, you gotta there's consequences, man, and you got to be smart, especially when you're a businessman. I mean, he's a San Francisco 49er player. He can't even go. He used to be on the field. You would see him at the games, and now the 49ers don't even want nothing to do with him. And it's your ego, man. Check your ego. Check your ego. These guys, when they get all these followers and stuff, they feel godlike and they can do anything, say anything. But you know, you got a family, you got kids, man. Think about your wife, and you know, you're a better person, dude. But he's not. I'm sorry. That's my input.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'll give open for anyone from the top section. Want to say anything on the Dr. Disrespect, or
yeah, I'll just say one last thing,
yeah,
and then we'll move on. Fuck
Let's
Dr.
go.
Disrespect.
Yeah.
Say it, Jim. Tell him how it is.
His mustache scared me anyway, dude. He looked like
well, he was clearly giving out rides to anyone.
Well, I want to point out, as soon as I saw that his hair was fake, I was like, well, that mustache has definitely got to be fake, so I don't trust him.
Callie said the drapes didn't match the curtains, man. I'm out.
Yeah, but my guess is there's going to be more information that's going to start popping up all of a sudden, because if he's done this once, he's done it more than just the one time.
Well, there's other unsubstantiated things going around. I'm not even going to mention them because there's no actual evidence or proof, so
come on,
I won't bring that stuff up. But
we don't fact check stuff. Let's be real.
Well, let's jump into the leaps and bounds Xbox Gaming is making, coming to Amazon Fire TV. That's right, they're trying to be on every screen, similar to a Stadia campaign, but this time they've got all the IPs to back them up, and here they are entering the space on the Amazon Fire Stick. Hey, look at Xbox making their expansion, showing cloud gaming works, and I really hope the stability is there and more people jump into cloud gaming. Right now, this is an incredibly cheap way. They should definitely, right here, bundling it with Game Pass, getting people into that Game Pass, getting people into all of these games. It's a great move, and people with Fire Sticks are probably celebrating right now because it's a win. How do people feel about Xbox making these types of moves? And I guess what this signals to me is that they are going to get away from the console and just become an app on everybody's screen. And this time we'll go upwards because we had all the downwards people talk on Dr. Disrespect.
At the middle was doing all the mostly the talking.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't
the middle.
Yeah, so what do you think the future of consoles here, Nads, is, and do you think cloud gaming is going to take off more with the introduction of the Fire Stick?
I
And the
think it's
app
gonna
on
be
it.
the same. Fire Stick's been out for quite some time now, so I I don't think it's gonna make a big difference as it used to. It's just another way to connect to a device online.
Yeah. Yeah, so probably won't move the needle. Maker, do you think this will move the needle at all? Do you think more people will jump into Game Pass? Or do you think we'll see another console and perhaps they'll just go with like the best app this world's ever seen type of marketing?
Well, to me, the Amazon Fire Sticks are fairly popular. Whether or not it makes like a number, I don't think cloud is quite there yet. I mean, Phil Spencer has talked about how they have gotten 50% year-over-year growth, which is obviously good numbers, but compared to like what? Like what? I don't know how much it currently is right now. So to me, I'm kind of iffy on this. Like I don't think it's gonna be a big number that we see, but I do think some people may try it out or might try it.
I have a Fire Stick. Could I add, or did you have somebody else in mind, Rue?
You jump right in there, Ray. That was an excellent space to jump in.
Okay, so I do have a Fire Stick. I have Samsung TVs that have the app, but my TV that's over the fireplace has a Fire Stick. So now, oh my gosh, so I can just move my wife into the family room and I can play some Xbox on my Fire Stick. So I'm excited because that just upgraded my Fire Stick. Well, that didn't sound. You know what? Anyway,
Wow.
go on to the next. Go on to the next person, please.
He's like, I'm gonna remove my family from a room. I'm gonna have fun and watch that shit.
Well, the cyborg's upgrading his Fire Stick. Jem, do you think the consoles will continue to the next generation, or do you think we'll just see them upgrading the app so they're on every screen?
I think Nintendo and Sony will continue with consoles. I can see Xbox leaving the console market and just doing their own thing with apps.
Yeah,
that's about
I could definitely see them going on the software side there. Callie, do you think you'll see another Xbox?
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be a while before we see a new one because they just came out with the what is it 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte now?
Yep, you're right.
So
the refresh.
it might come out with a new one.
All right. Well, let's jump into what's happening out there in the world. And Vet was kind enough to drop this one in. And our resident Ubisoft spokesperson, we have a confirmation that is of Assassin's Creed remakes are on the way. And we look to see possibly the very first Assassin's Creed. Is that what that looks to me?
Well, they're
being remade.
It looks like, I think what they're talking about is remaking all of the older ones. They've already the CEO had already confirmed that they were remade. They were which one was it? The third one I think was currently being remade or remastered, whatever they want to call it. And then I know from what they were saying that they're looking at doing all of the older ones because there's a vast majority of people haven't played it or it's just been so long and there's still so much that you can do in those games, so they're going to update and re-release them all.
Well, there you have it. We're going to see a lot more remakes coming in the pipe train. We have remakes being announced of Dead Rising Deluxe Remake. We have remakes of Metal Gear Solid 3. We have remakes of Prince of Persia Sands of Time. We have remakes possibly rumored for a God of War. I mean, is there ever been another console generation where we have constant remakes like this? Is this a lack of creativity? Is this what the budget allows for? I'm not sure what's happening here, but I'll ask SPG if you can give some sort of clarity on what's happening with remake stations now.
Well, I'm sad to say this, but it's this way in a whole bunch of industries. But I believe that the industry is what you call creatively bankrupt. Okay, it costs so much to make games, no chances are taken. These old IPs are slam dunks in their minds, so that's why we're going to get force fed a bunch of them. But I will say this about Ubisoft, though: if they go back, and I don't want to remaster, f that. If they revamp and remake Black Flag, I will allow them to feed it to me like a baby bird. I want it.
Hey,
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. Maker, any insight here? Why do you think we're getting more and more remakes? Is this just me thinking that we're getting more remakes, or has this always been the trend of consoles? Because I feel like in absence of big new things that we're doing, we just keep getting these remakes of old games, which I've already played in my childhood.
Well, it's just a safer bet. I mean, these games were already known to be successes, so why not just make them again, but better, and then people will buy them because people already love them. So that yeah, it's more just like a safe bet like these companies are doing. They want easy money. I think all companies do.
Well,
Yeah, so it's the economics. It's the economics of it.
This is. Go ahead, Ray.
Vet. Yeah, we'll go to Ray, and then we'll jump to Nads and Jim.
Okay. Did you say go Vet or go me?
Go Ray. We had Vet
Okay.
open this segment.
Okay. Really quick, man. Like, look, I get it. Remake. But for somebody like me, dude, some of these games, like, I'm older than you guys. I used to play some of these games like on old consoles. So, for them to do the remakes, that means you also get updated features and stuff that when I was younger, I didn't get to see that, man. Like on the original Xbox, I mean, I didn't get. I back then I was like, I thought that was the game, man, with all the cool features. Hell no. Now with high definition and all the upscaling and all this stuff, yeah, that's a win for me. I get to experience these games with better graphics. So I look at it as a win like that for me. So, but I get it. They do need to also come out with some new IPs too. That's my take on it.
All right, and Nads.
Yeah,
Getting so many remakes.
well, the market is there for remakes, right? You've seen all the Resident Evil like getting remake, a bunch of game. Like we have newer technology, they can make it beautiful. There's been some very good success of doing remakes, so that's why, right? They don't have to spend as much money to recreate a game from ground up. Like they have the story in place, everything. So I think that's why, right?
Yeah, exactly. Jem, would you rather see a remake or a new IP? Yeah,
for me, remakes and new IPs are the same level of hype for me because with remakes, I know what to expect. Personally, I hate remasters. As someone who games on PC, remasters for me is completely pointless because, first of all, with PC you can just upscale the resolution. It's in the settings. You can also download mods for better graphics. For example, just recently you had Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition. The classic games on PC with mods looks way better than the official remastered version. But when it comes to remakes, for example, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy was a remake to the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy. That was done so well. They made it from scratch and they added new content and new features. So you basically have the fan base of the old, but also bringing out new fan base because it's a complete remake. It's almost like a new IP because you're replaying the game in a whole new way, a modern way, I guess. But yeah, remasters, I hate remasters. I tend to not look at them. But remakes, I'm as interested in remakes as new IPs.
Agreed.
Nice. Good perspective on the thing. And we'll move on from there. So US record label sues AI generators Suno and Udio for copyright infringement. This is shocking to see, although I guess we should have should have known that why these sounds and these songs sound so good is because they're literally copying and regurgitating
God.
the music that we know and we've created up to date. And I guess it should have been coming that they were not going to be happy with basically just remixing these artists with our prompts. And now the backlash is here. It got so bad. I watched a video of somebody wrote in, give me a 60s soft rock, like a band that rhymes with Schmeedles. And literally it popped out a Beatles song almost word for word. So we're at a point right now where we had this heyday of you can create whatever music and put it out there and even create or hit the creator thing and be free to use it. So we may be seeing that reeled in. What is going on with AI and where is it going to go? Are we just going to be in a testing period for the next 5 years? Go SPG, you had something to say there.
No, all they're doing is protecting their industry, and they're going to have to. And the reason I say that is because, you might get straight up infringement, but what is taking place is AI is making it so easy to create bangers, like so easy. And that is going to disrupt their industry. Not only that, but AI, take it a step further. You can literally make Hank Williams do some gangster rap with Coolio. Like it's insane, man, on what's possible. They are going to have to protect their industry. Now, do you think that industry should be protected? I guess is a different question. But that's all they're doing is protecting their industry. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, they have to protect their industry as long as they possibly can. But the question is, will it be inevitable or will they eventually overtake it? Ray, who do you think will win, AI or the human race in the battle for music rights?
Human rights, man, because it's not just record labels. There's people that have their masters, people who own their own music and stuff like that. That means not just record companies, but even if I'm a musician and I own my own music and I own my own library, I'm getting screwed too. If I was a superstar and I was to die and I gave all my publishings and everything to my son and daughter, but they're not going to make no money off it because you got some damn AI making, using my music or using my voice or whatever. You have to, it's property. People don't seem to understand that. That's someone's livelihood, that's someone's voice, and people can manipulate and make money. And that means the record companies or whoever owns those publishings. I mean, if you're an artist and you work really hard on something and somebody steals your music or even your voice, man, and they're making money off of your voice, that's I get it, it's not cool, but I do love the apps though. The apps are so cool.
It's not just music either though. They just George Carlin's family estate is suing somebody, and George Carlin is a comedian who's no longer with us, but somebody released his voice in AI and did a whole new stand-up bit, like a whole new show, and the family ended up suing them. The AI is coming, and it's going to be here for forever from here on out, and it's going to get more wild. So I guess buckle up.
Buckle up. That's the issue we're going to have, and we are in the testing period of it all right now. But yeah, I'm sorry, but I really did like that Ray's Mama's Got the Move song, but unfortunately,
we're gonna have to get rid of it.
We'll no longer be able to play it live.
I'm suing whoever created that song. Just so you know, I'm contacting my lawyers now.
Did somebody say play that song?
Uh-oh, Maker. Well, let's jump into the next one, and that is according to estimated data from mobile gamers, the Apple ports have bombed. I thought there would personally be more adoption to the Apple platform. I thought maybe gamers were perhaps waiting to use their Apple devices, but it turns out they were probably playing these games elsewhere if they had their Apple devices. Does anyone
Is
here want to touch
bombed
this?
good or bad?
Jem?
Sorry, is bombed good or bad?
Bombed is bad. So we have the estimated sales here of Assassin's Creed Mirage selling under 3,000, Resident Evil 4 selling under 7,000, Village selling under 6,000, and then we have Death Stranding at around 10.6k. So it's interesting to see. Something inside me says this kind of probably was the numbers Stadia was looking at, which may be something I could draw something similar. Like, people had all played this game elsewhere. Why would they get it in a different location? But hey, I thought Apple would have had more developers, more followers like that to really get onto these games, play them, even beat them on the Apple platform just for, sheer content and enjoying the Apple content. Why do you think this didn't sell? And we'll touch on Maker, and then we'll go to Vet, and then we'll do SPG.
Okay. For me, my main reasoning is because mobile gaming is used to free-to-play games, and I think that is the big crux of the issue. Like, if you look at all the top-selling mobile games, they're not premium games. They're all free-to-play, but with microtransactions, and that's what people play. They play Candy Crush, they play Fortnite, they play PUBG Mobile, COD Mobile, Monopoly Go. And I think when you drop these games and price them at $50, people aren't going to buy that and play it on their phone, right? Like, usually people play their phone in between stuff, or they're used to these quick access, quick gaming moments, and then you can easily hop off of it. And I don't think these offer that experience.
Right. But they did put it on their desktop and their laptop, but you're saying even those people are just more akin to mobile gaming?
What's that?
They put it onto the tablets, the iPads, they put it onto their laptops, and they put it onto their big desktops. But those people probably still geared towards mobile gaming, or just probably played it elsewhere.
I thought these stats were mostly just for mobile and tablet.
It's the Apple ports in general.
I thought they already had Mac ports, but if they didn't, then to me I thought the stats were for the mobile. But I guess I guess they played it already, right? It's a lot of these games have been out years, and that's also a factor.
Okay, yeah, the picture showed all of them. This is saying, yeah, it says released on the iPhone. So, yeah, more geared towards the mobile gamer. These big games are not geared towards it. Even if you're going to run it on an iPad, which is a mobile platform, which can get up to a decent sized screen, it's just not really going to be... If you have a PlayStation 5 controller, you're probably just going to play it on your PlayStation 5 anyways. But, Vet, we'll jump into you. This is your news story, I believe you were dropping in previous as well.
Yeah, I think so. It's not surprising. I think they catered it to the wrong market. And as you were saying, I mean, it was catered to iPhones. It looks cool, but you're also limited to the iPhone 15 Pro and the Pro Max. Those are you had to have at least the 15 Pro. to play it because of the specs that it needed. It was free to play initially. You got you get a trial. It basically shareware for those that even know what that is. But you play a little bit of it, and then you're dropping $60. You were able to get these games also in the on like Mac OS on your desktop, your laptop, but you're also buying them again. So nobody's going to want to do that. To have to spend $60 per platform. The only way you could do this on mobile was either iPad or iPhone, if you had the right type of iPad or the right type of iPhone. And it's not shocking to see that this was a failed attempt. It looks good. I tested them all out. I tested each of the ones that they brought. Mirage, I tried that on my iPhone. It looked fantastic. But you're also that there's an even smaller niche that you were trying to cater to get everybody to play a $60 game on their iPhone that would have killed the battery within probably an hour, because you can't really do that much. It's not like a Call of Duty or Warzone Mobile or something like that. You're trying to convince somebody to play a full AAA game on their phone, but then they announced it and then that was it. They moved on. I don't know if I think because of how lousy that the numbers were, I don't expect them to bring more of these games to iPhones. I think if they were smart, they should keep it going like that, but put them on your iPad, put them on an Apple TV, something like that. It makes more sense to have that the availability for your iPad because you've got a bigger screen. Have it for your Apple TV 4K because then it's hooked up to a TV. That's a great a selling point of the Apple TVs. Then you're able to basically use that, download these games, and now you've got a console. Essentially, you're playing console quality games on your TV if you're in that Apple ecosystem.
Well, as we kind of stated, yeah, it's a symptom of releasing big games on the wrong platform, and it wasn't a success. People aren't ready for it, but I'm sure they'll try different strategies in the future, and we'll be here to let you know what happens. But Nintendo, again, hitting it out of the park.
Nice.
I am a bit lost here. Nintendo moves on from Tears of the Kingdom. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom beats both Doom, The Dark Ages, and Gears of War as this summer's most wishlisted game. The game we saw looked adjacent to cozy. And I guess this is where gamers are these days. They're following the IP. They're looking at this Zelda game. I believe it was posted earlier in our gaming and news tech that Zelda was just absolutely dominating sales chart. And this IP has got the power. But I will say, I am shocked because it looks like a reskin of their remake they made previously. And I don't know. It doesn't feel like a Zelda game to me. That may be my perspective, but I'll take it to the audience. I know, Nads, you are one of the most experienced Zelda players in the panel. Did you watch Echoes of Wisdom trailer, and do you think it's a Zelda game? Do you think it's going to be entered into the canon?
Yeah, they kind of went back into the old style of platformer, and I kind of like that. At the same time, I feel now they have to make games that has women as a main character. I don't know if it's like them. It's like you saw a Peach game that was on previously, and now there's this. That's fine. I like the fact that finally we can play as Zelda, because that was something talked for quite some time. And then I think that's gonna be an interesting game. I can't wait to give it a try.
So will you be grabbing this up even though it's a little bit I would say distance from your typical Zelda gameplay?
Yeah, like if you look at Tears of the Kingdom and like if you look at both of them, they used to be their new kind of Zelda, really. Because the original was all top down, right? So it's like going back to their original root. That's how I see it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, good perspective. I wanted to grab yours. I know you've played, what is it, every Zelda to date?
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't replayed the Link's Awakening, the new one, but I've played the original, which it's the one that you want.
Yeah. Anyone else surprised at where the gaming majority is these days and seeing this game sort of rise to the top of all wishlisted titles?
I'm surprised with the story we're getting with it. And what I mean by that is I didn't play Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't owned a Nintendo system in a while, although I do love Mario and I do love Zelda. But here's the thing. The story is kind of baffling to me a little bit because what I would have liked to have seen and what most gamers would have liked to have seen, whenever they said, I would have loved to have played as Zelda, it's that you wanted to play a realistic take as Zelda trying to do what Link does. Meaning all the trials and tribulations, learning to use a sword, not do it as well at first. All those things would have been a fantastic story opportunity. And instead, she's going to use magic and make beds appear and stuff. It just doesn't. It doesn't sit well with me with what I would have wanted to see taking on Zelda's role for the first time.
Wait, you're using magic and making a bed appear for what reason? Never mind.
Well, yeah, you don't want to know, sir.
All right,
how's the show going?
Hey, Wilson, you popped. Oh my god, remember when you said 5 minutes and then Bet said see you in 40 and then that actually happened?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
It was actually 50, so neither of us were right, actually. I'll take that as an equal loss.
Well, I was wrong. I didn't even think you'd make it, so.
Oh my god. What's up, gang? Can I ask you, Rue, you played the past two ones, didn't you?
Yes, I played both. I've played a lot of the Zeldas. Not all of them, but a good majority. But Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, I have beaten.
So Tears of the Kingdom, they added a bunch of new stuff, right? They kind of unzelded Zelda, but in a really good way. They branched out a bunch of the mechanics and added new things. Does this... I haven't actually seen the advert for this Zelda playing as Zelda version, but are the mechanics that they've given her anything like those last ones that were so successful in Tears of the Kingdom? Or is it, again, just like completely left field? Because to me, it would make sense if it related to that.
It's like,
left field.
Okay. It's like in From Software, you were locked to a sword and shield fighter your entire playthrough, and right now they gave you a mage who summons things to fight for you.
No, I get that, but is that not similar to what they did with Tears of the Kingdom, but just taking away the sword aspect? Because in Tears of the Kingdom, you still had the whole swing of the sword, but they evolved and added all of this magic stuff, right? Is it not similar to the magic that they had in Tears of the Kingdom, or again, is it just completely different?
Tears of the Kingdom is additive, whereas this is completely different.
Am I off the mark, Rudix? My statement, does that reflect anything that you think? What do you think?
Yeah, that absolutely reflects what I think. I mean, I wanted to see Zelda take on a real role. I mean, I hate to say this, but almost like the treatment that Reyne got in Star Wars. Like, I wanted to see her grow as a character, take on the sword. In Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, she was more of a badass. She did not have a magic wand and create things to summon to fight for her. So this is an entirely different Zelda than even I'm used to. So I don't know who this Zelda is or what timeline she belongs to, but it's definitely one that's more adjacent to Cozy and further away from what I feel is Zelda.
So
Rudix, Dorgan mentioned, just to answer your question there, Dorgan mentioned that it was a sequel to A Link to the Past. Just like Tears of the Kingdom were sequels or whatever. To a different timeline, is what he said.
Oh, right. That's quite possible.
Which one was A Link to the Past?
That's the remake they made, like, recently.
Yeah, that's the one I played on Switch.
Yeah. Yes. If you play on Switch, it's the remake. I know the older one, it was on Game Boy.
So that game is Link took an acid trip, right? And
Yeah, so basically in Link to the Past, he was adrift and he passed out and he appeared in this world where there's basically the whale thing, if that makes sense at all.
Yeah,
He was
musical
like
instruments
dreaming.
in Wales.
Yeah. Cause
But
then
this can't be a direct sequel. I mean, those worlds, the beginning
maybe.
and end. I mean, Link tapped something else in that one. He wasn't tapping Zelda. Zelda wasn't even in there.
Yeah, exactly, because he was dreaming. So it was a world
He
in his
was dreaming,
head.
not about his. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, beloved one. Yeah, I know. So yeah, at the end of the day, the new Zelda is it's gonna be different, right?
Yeah.
Is there any chance it's
Uh,
still going to be good? Because you all sound very unhopeful about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It
I'm
could
pretty
still
sure it's gonna
good.
be good. I think with Nintendo, what they do, they always like surprise us with new way to create the game. In this case, you're almost like doing a survival by having like beds or like table and stuff like that to do puzzle. Maybe you're gonna be able to create your own home and stuff like that. Who knows?
yeah. Well, I'll be upset
I-
if it is good because then I'll have to play it. But yeah, go Mike.
What I read up is Link's Awakening is supposed to be was originally supposed to be a port of A Link to the Past, with a lot of the Link to the Past team helping with it, but they created it into their own game, and they said that they wanted to make it feel like Twin Peaks. So it's
Twilight,
I,
you mean, right?
so to me, I think it's well, I think it's supposed to be more of like a different story, but like, or more like maybe off the beaten path. I never got into Link's Awakening, but it seems to have pretty solid reviews. I just don't think it's sold as well as like some of the mainline Zeldas. And like I don't see this game reaching, Tears of the Kingdom levels of
Oh, that's for
review
sure.
or even like sales. I'm actually quite surprised at how high it is on the wish list. I'm curious as to how, because like they're basing all this data off of IGN's playlist. I'm curious how they pull their playlist data. Like, is it strictly the IGN website? Are they pulling it off of Steam and other sites?
Yeah, and going to the Nintendo data and looking at that.
Because I looked at the top playlisted this week, and it or top wish listed this week it is Zelda, Mario, Metroid. It's basically the games that were shown at the Nintendo showcase.
Yeah, it's IGN's playlist.
Yeah. So I don't really know what that means, So I would take this with a grain of salt at it being at the top, because it might just be IGN's staff and how many of them wish listed a particular game.
Yep, true say. But yeah, it debates either way whether this is sort of a divergence from Zelda, but that's a good insight. The team was given a job to make A Link to the Past, and instead they came out with this. I personally would be upset if I told my dog to go get me the newspaper and he brought me back, a dead bird, but that's just what Nintendo does. They roll with it and they create a new game.
You're supposed to appreciate the effort.
Hey, I appreciate Phoenix or Ron and Phoenix's comments.
This is cool. I didn't know this didn't exist. Okay, I'll have to get to the chat. I'm sorry. I hope everyone in chat is doing awesome. Hope everyone's had a fantastic Friday. We're coming up to the weekend, and you're chilling here on the download with some awesome people out of Cyborg City. Ron Slusher, just buy a PS5. Could there be no better chat response? Is there an adult film called A Link to the Ass? Well, You'll have to Google that one
Nah.
up.
Yes.
Actually, I heard Ron was actually starring in that. He is.
Wait, is that what you call a breakout film?
That is awesome.
If you guys saw We're the Boys, the first episode of season 3, think of Ron Slusher. There you go.
So you watch?
It's just the boys, Ray. You keep calling it "We're the Boys." It's just the boys.
Yeah.
Do I say We're the Boys?
Every single time you say "We're the boys," like we're the boys talking about the boys.
Yeah, you should have just mentioned the pink eye.
So I just got a question, Ray. So you're saying that you watched the adult film that he starred in? Is that how you knew about it? That's interesting.
No. Bet. You slid in my DMs and told me about it. Anyway, go, Rue. Hurry up, Rue. Rescue the show.
All right. Steam is introducing game recording. So if you're an avid Steam player, you can now have access to record, replay, clip, and share. This is fantastic for everybody on the platform. I know I myself am an avid clipper of my gameplay, because if you didn't clip it, it didn't happen. And ain't that the truth?
That's what. Never mind.
Especially in this Discord. Looking at some of you.
I'm looking at one person that does that. But anywho, now to just to clarify for those that want to try that, you do have to be in one of the 2 beta tiers on Steam for the application. You have to be either in the Steam beta client or the Steam Families beta client to use that feature.
And if you're going to be that helpful, Vet, could I ask you to be a little more helpful and ask how do you go about joining those betas? Is it simple enough? Is it just built into Steam, or do you have to go register somewhere separately?
No. It is built into Steam. So you would essentially go to settings. I believe I don't have Steam opened up in front of me.
They're a little late to the party, though. Let's just keep it real. They're late.
But the features
This
that it
is
has,
extremely late.
That's it. Yeah, Gem, just to give that example, it is Steam, then settings, then as Gem said, interface, and it's the third option down. You can choose the client beta that you're part of, and it just lets you instantly choose. So you can sign up like that. It is really simple.
Yeah, once you click that, you restart Steam and you're in the beta. And it's just the application. It's the Steam client that puts you into the beta. It doesn't affect any of the games. It does once you then you go back into settings once it's reset or restarted, and it will give you a new setting that under settings it'll say game recording, and it will allow you to manually clip things, or it automatically does that for you, and it creates the clips automatically for you, and then you can just share it out to wherever you want it to go.
Why is the sample clip of somebody losing a round in what looks to be Counter-Strike or something? Like, why not? Like, why would anyone clip their loss? Like, this is a silly thing.
Oh, it's just footage they asked Wilson to play a game of Counter-Strike on.
Oh my god. Honest to God. Why did I join you? Why did I join? I was having a good day before this.
Wow, I don't even have to say anything in Gem's own power.
All right. So, do people think this is way too late? Why did this take too long? Gem, do you have any technical, maybe some perspective on why and why now? I guess
because you have the Steam Deck.
You got the Steam Deck. It is late. They should have done this ages ago, but at least it's here now. But what I found out that was interesting was that last year Dota 2 actually had this system built into the game, but then a few months later they removed it without saying why. And then today we got this, and it's even better than the Dota 2 version because it affects all games. And on top of that, it even affects non-Steam games as well. If you add it to your library through non-Steam library, you can use this to record. And my personal favorite thing about this is developers can put in special events like bookmarks, where if you died then it bookmarks the clip, or if you got a kill or whatever, it literally puts it in the playback bar where it says this is the part where you got like 5 kills, this is the part where you died, this is the part where you won. And I think that's really cool.
Oh wow!
You just got to wait to see.
That's smart clipping.
Yeah, we just got to see more games, more developers supporting this. But as a developer on Steam myself, this isn't actually in the API yet. So just gotta wait and see when it comes out.
Wait until they give you access it to implement it into your own thing.
Yeah.
Real cool. Well, it's obviously there's the reason why they waited until now. They're obviously going to set a new standard for clipping. Because smart clipping sounds awesome. I know sometimes I always forget to clip awesome moments, and sometimes maybe they'll clip some things I didn't even think about. So
I can't
look
wait for the
forward to it.
AI. Listen, I can't wait for the AI upgrade to where they create a memorable clip for you that you didn't even play. They just generate it for you.
Yeah, they were auto playing in the background and they're clipping
now
their
that's
own
smart
stuff.
clipping. That's a smart clip right there.
Post this one. But crazy. Let's keep moving on to the last one because Wilson, no offense, I'm not going to talk about human skins on robot faces.
Oh my god, bro! I just wanted you to put it on the stream for that face to traumatize everyone at the end of the week. That face on that article is awful.
He didn't want to know where the conversation was going to lead. He's just going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, I just wanted to leave it out there.
What I will touch on is everyone's favorite thing to laugh. Well, I wouldn't say favorite thing to laugh on, but we all enjoy having a chuckle at the South Park. But what we have here is AI essentially creating endless episodes of South Park. So they've created a simulated universe where they have all the characters, all the background, and it's constantly in motion. And it's just ludicrous. They've created one episode via prompt right now, but you can see that this is possibly going to be the future of TV and stuff as we know it. Would you jump into something like a simulated AI South Park maker and just like watch episode on episode? Share episodes you prompted? What kind of rights do you think people are going to lose on this? We'll jump into to some South Park fans here and see what everyone says. Callie,
Kelly got one job, bro. Just one job.
California knows how to
He checked out. He checked out with me talking about Dr. Disrespect.
It's the zero, right? That's why.
Wilson, you're newer to the panel. Why don't you jump on to South Park being simulated for us all?
You know what? This is the type of stuff that we're going to expect to see from AI, right? And it's kind of plagiarism in a way, but it's also kind of cool to see what AI is capable of. I mean, I've seen it. I didn't sit and watch any of the full episodes, but I did watch the clip that you shared on the Discord earlier this week, and it is crazy how well they've done it. I mean, they've generated whole new characters, they've generated new plot lines with old characters, and it really does look in the vein of South Park. I mean, it's cool. Is this going to take writing jobs in the future? Is it already taking writing jobs? That's the biggest concern, right? Is the fact of how much value are people going to lose as AI increases in value? That's the biggest concern when it comes to this, I think. But it's just finding a balance, because I think humans are always going to have a better level, but I don't know, who knows? But I always think humans are going to have a better level of creativity. After all, AI can only do what it's been taught, but same thing with humans to a degree. So I don't know. It's interesting to see. It's interesting to see, but there are definitely levels of concern here, right?
Is there? Or is this what the future looks like? If I was anyone, I would be looking at how to invest into Fable Studios because they just launched an app into the alpha stage. And I am almost certain people are going to be signing up to premium subscriptions to generate their own South Park or Rick and Morty's.
Mm-hmm.
That will be like a gold rush of people, as they're saying, gold rush era. They're going to be creating episodes of a lot of different things. Obviously, it's not ending with South Park. Crazy that this may be the future moving forward. We may be coming from the last generation of people-made content as we make this transition. Jem, do you think people-made content will be a relic in 20 years?
Man, I don't want to think about it.
Hey, tell us about the dystopian future, Jem. Come on.
I think Elon Musk, our overlord leader, will eventually plant those chips in our heads, and then we'll go AFK in real life, and then Elon will just do whatever he wants with all our bodies.
We're gonna turn into robots, and they're gonna stretch artificial skin across our faces. That's what's gonna happen.
Ah.
Oh wow. Okay. Maker. Do you think that we'll be the last generation of people made content?
No. I think there will always be people made content. Just to what degree is going to be argued. So,
To
yeah.
what degree? Maybe it'll be more of a, a niche thing. Ooh, how artisanal! It was made by a human. Type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like there's still a market for handcrafted baked goods today, even though it's so much more efficient to make things with machines, right? People like handcrafted. People like old-fashioned, used old techniques that have been in the family for 300 years. Like, people like that type of thing. So
You held the camera? You held the camera and filmed it yourself? How quaint.
Maybe TV is about to become an elitist, and there's going to be a divide between what TV shows you get to watch, whether you get to watch the people-made ones or you just get the factory crap. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe that's about to become a thing, like it already is in the food industry. That would be weird and interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're definitely on the edge of an era. I think we are transitioning, and I think people-made content will become the artisanal, will become the minority. We'll be telling people, oh, you drove to your own location? Oh my God, that must have been so dangerous. That's crazy. Like, it's
what a
just
privilege.
the way we're moving forward. What a privilege. No. I hate
No, who knows, bro? Who knows? What a privilege. Maybe all you'll get is what they give you in terms of transport. You'll have to use their regulated TV shows and their regulated. You know what I mean? You never know.
Yeah, we'll have to use robots with skin faces, right, Wilson? And they'll be driving our cars.
Exactly.
Wilson sent me this as a story, and all of
go
you
on,
have
put it
to
on the
witness
screen,
this.
bro. It's traumatize
Alright.
everyone like I was traumatized.
Faces made
Because
of
it is-
living skin.
Created
make
by AI
robots
or what?
smile. I don't know. It's very strange.
What the fuck?
This is
half the audience just got excited and was like, it's not that bad. I did it.
Look, this is why
it's a little
AI
squishy.
and robots will never. It's a terrible idea. I cannot stress that enough.
It's not bad. Not terribly bad.
Actually, that thing's
hey,
glazed
actually,
up
I
like David's face.
No,
all
but
I need to know is does it have
Hold
a
on.
tongue?
No, I actually saw that though. I saw that on a TV commercial back in the late 80s, early 90s. It was called "This Is Your Brain." This is your
Dude.
brain on drugs.
All I gotta
that
say
is
is
Thomas.
that thing better not say anything
That is
about
Thomas the Train, dude.
Oh
Why does
my
Thomas
gosh.
the Train look like David just
Gem.
attacked him? Dude?
That's funny.
I completely forgot what I was going to say in anything after reading that comment. This has been the download,
No,
I
just
think. I have to take this off of the screen. What's everybody up to this week? What's going on? We'll start with Callie. California.
What are we talking about? I'm sorry.
What are you up to this week?
Robots in the chat.
I will be streaming tonight some Starship Troopers, and tomorrow I'll be streaming some Ghostbusters.
Nice. Some Ghostbusters. Yes, these guys were trying to convince me to buy a house that possibly had ghosts in it.
Oh, we're not going to talk
Alright.
about this again, are we?
No. Okay,
You are
yeah.
so
I want to ask the
superstitious,
panel.
bro.
All right.
So
All right.
superstitious.
Would you buy a house that had a murder in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and the murder my wife wants me to let everybody know the murder situation was not crime related. It was a minor, murdering his mom, which, in my opinion, makes it worse.
I'd still buy it.
Hey, Rudix, the important part you may be skipping over is there a discount?
Yes.
Also,
There should be a discount.
Moving in right
reasons
away.
because it's haunted.
Hold on.
Hey, no. If you
It's
wake
not
up and there's a ghost in your bedroom, you immediately stand up and start screaming about rent. You do that. They're gonna have to chip in. If they're occupying the space, they're gonna have to chip in.
Yeah,
because
like
you
make
put the
them
pressure
pay, you know?
Okay. You put the pressure on that ghost.
Was the murder done
No.
in one of the bedrooms? Because that will give me a reason to pay 10% above the asking price.
No, like that's ridiculous. You don't.
Yeah,
That's
ask
you
for
tear the
discount.
house
Listen.
down after something like that happens.
All I'm gonna say
No,
is
Rudix. What you have to do is do it like the Amityville. You move into the house for 8 months, write a really good book, leave in the middle of the night, and then you'll be rich. You'll be able to sell it for a lot of money.
I'll just use AI to do that for me.
Yeah.
Hell to the no. I'm not moving in that.
Also,
house.
when was
Thank
this?
you, Ray.
Was it,
Ray,
well,
come
when was
on.
the murder? Was it done in like the 1800s? We talking like recent murder?
I've never
Is it
told
like
somebody to
Lizzie-
suck it up and save money before.
Lizzie-
Suck it up,
Lizzie
bro.
Borden.
Yeah. And live in a murder house. All right, I'm superstitious as is. Like, if there is a beginning to a horror movie, it's that. And like me saying, "Don't move in there, don't move in there," but everyone said move in there, and then they all murdered. Like, no.
Hey, Rue, send me the link. I want to check the property out, so I have a secondary
Now,
second.
do you know how many people you just got to go investigate the history of their dwelling?
Yeah.
Everyone
look, I
should
live in-
investigate the history of their dwellings. I mean, we
Hey, I'm
almost
in
put an
Virginia. I
offer
already
in on
know
a
that-
water lot. You got to make
Look,
sure
look.
they're not on a
I
abandoned
live in
creek out there.
I live in Virginia. I already know the history of where my house was placed. I'm not worried about it.
I mean, if it was like an old person that passed away, but dude, we're talking about a effing murder, dude.
Hey,
Come
Yeah,
look,
on,
but
man.
he's
Yeah.
not.
Oh
He's
my
not in there
God.
still. I think, right? He's not in there.
Dude, get a
Okay,
priest.
but
I would
here's-
get a
here's
priest
the
to buy
added-
his house.
They took the
listen,
bodies away.
the murderer.
Here's the added situation, and then I'll open it up to the panel again. So the real estate agent had to disclose that the kids were still involved with the sale, and half of them were upset that the house was going for sale.
Half of them. Half of who? The
Unreasonable.
dead people? Or...
About the
Well, why
sale
didn't you
price.
just say that? Jesus Christ!
So now would you get involved with this house with potential murder genes?
It's too big.
Yep,
Well, it
still would.
depends.
No, I
I-
still would.
I
I
think
feel it.
there's gonna be a lot of drama, but at the same time, it's like you're buying the house. It's your
I'll pay
house.
cash.
Yeah.
I'll pay cash for it.
Listen, bro, right? I'm just going to thank people like you and Ray who are too superstitious to buy these houses because there's not many reasons that house prices get driven down, okay? We live in a very greedy market, but it's because of superstitious people like you and Ray that this house will actually get sold for a little bit cheaper. So, no, it's okay. Don't buy it, all right? Keep that price down because, like I say, the more superstitious people there are, the more reason this house is going to go for a better price.
Yeah, more murder
Hey,
houses
look.
for us. I agree.
Yeah, more murder
I live-
houses for us. Exactly,
Hey,
SPG.
well,
Exactly. You turn it down,
Hey,
Rue. You turn it down.
hey,
Sorry,
hey,
Hannah. I'm
hey.
sorry if you're listening, but you turn it down, Rue. It's okay.
Hey, David, Amityville horror. Thank you. Amityville.
Oh my god.
It's an opportunity.
Come on.
Rudix can write a book. He's an architect.
Exactly.
There's also another
Write a
movie
book.
called Poltergeist. Look how cheap they got that movie.
Yeah.
House.
That house. Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
hearsay. Look, it's all hearsay. I went to Gettysburg to the battlefields on Halloween at midnight with a Ouija board, and nothing happened. Except
Yeah,
for,
David heels onto you.
You scared
Heels
them,
onto
that's
you in the
why.
chat, bro.
I'm just saying.
That is
Not
not a good
exactly.
way to change the market. We are not promoting this method to
That
curb
wasn't my
market
point.
prices.
But if that's your takeaway, I guess the logic does line up. Okay.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah,
if you buy into
Wilson,
the
run on that to save the real estate market.
Ms. Phoenix,
Listen.
he's not old enough or corrupt enough yet. We're working on it.
Yeah, no,
Don't hang with me, I'll corrupt him. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do such a thing.
Ridiculous.
my
All I'm
roommate
saying-
my roommate kept his mother's ashes, and I swear to God, every night I felt like I was getting pegged.
Ray, that was your buddy. That was your guy, bro.
Wait, how you know how that feels, Ray? How you know how that
Oh
feels?
my gosh. I want somebody to take note. Callie,
That's a
Callie,
recording.
we're at 1 hour, 16 minutes. That's where
I'm
you can
already
start the
doing it.
clip.
Oh my god, that's a recording. SP, Ray.
He's like, was my mom getting at you again?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Hey, I think
Ray,
I saw
Ray.
that in a movie once.
Ray, that ghost was like,
Oh,
Spooky ectoplasm.
oh.
Ray,
Oh,
I think
that
was a
is
ghost,
funny.
bro. I think you were just lying to yourself.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. That is
All right,
funny.
everyone. I think we've
Blame it on the
devolved
urn.
enough.
Nads, I'm sorry. I'm
There was
sorry.
no
We'll go
urn.
through.
This is what you get when you join this group.
We're still on, yes.
Yep.
I'll go through where you can find all these people. Of course, there's the Discord.
may not
But
wanna
everyone,
find
let's give a shout out. We'll start with Vet there at the bottom. What's going on? We've seen the Nerd Pod around. Tell people where to find it.
You guys can find the Nerd Pod on YouTube, on Rumble, or and just find me in the Discord, hanging out with the rest of these hooligans. If you want to meet up in Gettysburg, I'm always down for that. We can, break out the Ouija boards and see what we can conjure up.
All right, Ray.
Yo. Well, guys, coming up in about 15 minutes, me and Santiago Sportscast. I got the link on my socials. And then tomorrow is Breakfast. And then Sunday, I'm doing Still Wakes to Deep Part 2. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Root. I'm out of here.
Nice. SPG.
Yeah, man. You can find me at Simply Pwn Gaming over at YouTube. I'm supposed to be playing something in like 40 minutes. I don't know what that is yet. So, I don't know. Stay tuned if you want.
Awesome. And Nads.
Yes, I'll be playing some Destiny 2, that's for sure as usual. On Monday, we got Diver as a group. And then on Tuesday, we gotta finalize our adventure in Baldur's Gate 3, so that should be fun.
Yes. And Maker.
Catch me in Discord and on Twitter, MakerCast12. I'll be finishing the DLC for Elden Ring.
Awesome. And Gem.
What's up? My name's Jem. I'll be at Ray's house tonight as a ghost.
He's gonna blame it on the urn. Blame it on the
Oh
goo.
my god.
Wilson, before we devolve completely.
I have two things to quickly shout out because Jem didn't do it. I'm going to say he already mentioned he is a Steam developer. He's got a game out there on Steam, and with a summer sale, he's put it on sale. So just drop the link in the chat. That is his game. Feel free to check it out. I've been playing a lot of it recently. He's been putting updates into it recently. It's a lot of fun. Pixelmancer is a blast. So yeah, go pick it up. It is cheap as chips. It is literally as cheap as chips. Literally as cheap as chips. Yeah, there you go. And one other quick link that I want to drop is right here. I've got it on my phone.
Who else are you advertising?
It's just Joe is gonna
fail to sleep.
It's just Joe. He does not currently have a game on Steam, but he's working on one that
Hey, no
he's gonna put on
politics.
Steam. He's working on a game, and he's got signable. You can sign up for notifications into your inbox to see when it will go onto Steam and how the development's going. I dropped the link in chat for you to all go do that. So it's just Joe is an old friend of the community. We all love him dearly in here. He's been on plenty of our old shows to go. So go check out his content and check out his game.
Just Joe. Check it out. Links in the chat. Thank you, Wilson, for that. Great shout out, by the way. You had links. You were shouting out for other people. Like,
It took me a sec.
Yeah, why do you
Couple
think it
stars
took him
there.
50 minutes to appear? He was getting things ready, bro.
he was getting his shout out ready.
Oh, and I was also getting something else ready.
Oh, you had
which,
two
please,
shout
it's
outs.
there.
Don't be greedy.
I have one more thing. One more thing.
Every night I felt like
All right, go.
Every night I felt like I was
Oh, my soundboard is like way muted. Callie, what's going on?
Wow. If you didn't hear that, Rudix, it was the sound clip of Ray saying, every night I went to sleep, I was getting pegged.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is funny.
Well,
Poor
I
Ray.
feel sad because I missed
All
half
right.
of it. I was on the phone, but yeah, I'll
Good
be
jump, boys, but
streaming
it was fun. Ta-ta.
again. Yeah, I'll be
Nice,
streaming
yeah.
again tonight. I'll be doing Starship Troopers, and then tomorrow Ghostbusters. But
Nice.
yeah, thanks for
Awesome.
letting me be here. Appreciate it.
Of course. And I'll play it now that the volume's up.
Every night I felt like I was getting pegged.
So funny.
All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll catch you next week on the download.
Grove. 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 Why try to believe in me? Why try do I even need to? I die with the season leaves. I glide with the season breeze. True, my mind so easily spooked. I ride just to be the me. Oh, finds hype super decently smooth. Nice type, but as sick as beats.